Hezbollah, a Lebanese political party aligned with Iran and closely associated with Hamas, has intensified its bombardments of Israel's border regions. Recently, the group successfully targeted a Sky-Dew military balloon, downing it 33 kilometers inside Israeli territory. This represents the furthest penetration since the conflict began on October 7th. The balloon, over 100 meters long and equipped with a sophisticated radar system for detecting enemy cruise missiles and drones, was brought down by an Iranian-made drone used by Hezbollah. The group is demanding an end to Israeli airstrikes in Gaza. In response, Israel has conducted strikes up to 50 kilometers inside Lebanese territory, targeting weapons depots, headquarters, and high-ranking Hezbollah figures, marking an escalation in the conflict. Initially restricted to 8 to 10 kilometers, the strikes have now extended to approximately 50 kilometers, indicating intensifying clashes involving smaller states. Hezbollah, Hamas in Gaza and the West Bank, the Houthis in Yemen, various Syrian factions, the Assad regime, and Iraqi militias form the axis of resistance, aligned with Iran and controlling significant portions of the Middle East. The ongoing conflict centers on a struggle between the Israeli-American coalition and the Iranian, the axis of resistance for regional dominance. Inside Israel, around 100,000 refugees are fleeing Hezbollah rockets, while a similar number are fleeing the border region in Lebanon. Israel is striking near the town of Saida, biblical Sidon. An Israeli operation against Hezbollah appears increasingly likely, aiming to push Hezbollah's combat formations 10 to 15 kilometers away from the border, beyond the Litani River. This is demanded by Israeli refugees who cannot return home otherwise. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's leadership has voiced such plans. For Netanyahu, an operation in Lebanon seems inevitable as his ratings fall and he needs to present himself as a wartime leader. However, waging a land war against Hezbollah will be extremely challenging. Firstly, fighting on two fronts is problematic, without ending the war in the south with Hamas. Secondly, the US is pressing for peace talks with both Hamas and Hezbollah, with negotiations ongoing in Cairo and US envoy Amos Hochstein attempting to broker a ceasefire agreement. Israel cannot easily disregard these talks, as the US has threatened to cut off ammunition supplies, which are critical for the Israeli army. Thirdly, Hezbollah, regarded as one of the most formidable military forces in the Middle East, has 20,000 to 30,000 trained fighters and a similarly sized reserve, posing a formidable challenge. Israel has no realistic chance of destroying Hezbollah, but it can inflict substantial casualties. Hezbollah is likely to engage in guerrilla warfare, using extensive underground shelters and a decentralized command structure. The group's rear bases in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Iran, backed by Tehran and pro-Iranian militias, add to its strength. The terrain of southern Lebanon, ideal for guerrilla warfare, makes heavy equipment columns vulnerable. Additionally, Hezbollah has an arsenal of 150,000 missiles capable of striking deep inside Israel, which could paralyze its economy. Pushing Hezbollah beyond the Litani River might not be effective as its rockets can strike hundreds of kilometers away. While Israeli defense forces are highly advanced, Hezbollah excels in asymmetric warfare. Modern warfare's evolution, particularly the use of drones, enhances Hezbollah's capabilities. Despite these factors, Iran and Hezbollah are not eager for a large-scale war, preferring to avoid weakening Hezbollah, a strategic asset for Iran. The US, fearing a large-scale Middle Eastern war in an election year, is pressuring all parties to curtail the conflict. Therefore, there is some chance of an agreement being reached.